Welcome, Aries. This is Regina from Pacific Tarot, getting ready to do your new moon in Libra meditation. It is only a couple of days after the new moon energy, which was a few days ago, combined with a solar eclipse, which I'm sure many of you have heard much about, the Ring of Fire, which essentially shifts the timeline around the new moon and amplifies it to the weeks surrounding that event. And this influence can go all the way into the new year. Let's get started with your overall energy, Aries. I have laid out the axis of the horoscope wheel. I'll clarify with another tarot deck and finish off with a couple of oracle cards. And would appreciate if you're enjoying this experience, my reading, if it's useful to you, to please like, share it with others, subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much in advance. And your overall energy is the Seven of Wands. Seven of Wands is about you standing up for yourself, you setting firm boundaries, particularly in your relationships, where you are clear about your area of expertise, your area of interest, your area of activity, where your gifts are, what you do well, and you have set up boundaries in order to liberate yourself within your area of strength so that you are free to speak up for yourself, to express your opinions, to defend your turf. And this is really ultimately a confirmation that you are on your path. You're getting used to expressing who you are with others, where your strengths are, rather than receiving the opinions, feedback, or criticism of others about your activity or your expression. Here you are on the offense, even though at times that may appear to others as though you are defending your territory. That is part of the growth curve of this Seven of Wands at this time. In the 10th house, your social identity, we have the Five of Pentacles. Five of Pentacles is really you changing and experience of lack, of inadequacy, of feeling less than or not enough of. This is part of the way that you have perhaps traditionally or conventionally conform to your family or your community's view of your options and your opportunities, so that you are aware that you have been circumscribed by your perhaps conditioning, your social experience, to see yourself as being part of a closed community that is in sort of metaphorically huddled to protect itself. Even though the actual material experience of your conditioning or your family of origin may not be matching this sense of deprivation at all. You may have been perfectly comfortable, but perhaps as a result of your parents or your community, you are used to seeing yourself as needing to survive and doing all to protect yourself. That sense has translated itself to your individuality, and you're very clear now that this is a result of your conditioning. This is not an expression of your own sense of giftedness, abundance, and empowerment. In the first house, we have the King of Swords. This is your perspective right now. This is your willingness and ability to look at the ideas that have been engendered as part of your conditioning, part of your story of discovering your gifts, part of your ability to express those gifts, to express yourself within the context of others that are so empowered. You may be in active communication. You can actually be anything from convening a conversation, making public presentations, to being in a counseling or therapeutic relationship that is helping you to unpack the conditioning you received and the changes that you want to make. This is really indicating that you're objectifying this subjective experience of feeling inadequate or coming from a place of deprivation to practicing your strengths, your gifts, your talents in a way that allows you to be comfortable with differences and to explore those with others in a discourse, in a dialogue, in conversation. In the fourth house, the Empress card. The Empress is really in many ways your foundation. This really is the other side, perhaps, of the gifts you've unearthed from your conditioning. This is you going beyond your conditioning into the core of your cultural wealth and internalizing it in a way that has empowered you. So if you are coming from a particular cultural heritage, you've really worked and stripped away the social conditioning so that you are resonating to a place of abundance. And that abundance looks like generating new ideas constantly, recognizing that all of your experiences have not been wasted or have not been failed. In fact, they are all, the lessons you've learned are all seeds and fuel, fodder for this abundance, this ability to create and recognize opportunities in every experience that you have, so that you're resonating with the sense of empowerment, internalizing this creativity and abundance. In the seventh house, the house of your relationships, we have the Eight of Cups. This is feeling very much like you in seeing the opportunities that are indeed now a part of the foundation that gives you the strength, the experiences to come from a place of authentic expression. You recognize an opportunity, a challenge, something of critical significance to you, to your life path. You have deep bonds with your community, your family, but you are opting to move beyond that experience, recognizing that you've gained all that can be gained from the relationships you have, that you've always had, and moving forward, taking on this challenge, moving towards the significant opportunity to coalesce, to bring together your sense of creativity, to concretize that in some way. If it's creating a particular project, realizing a project, creating something anywhere from a business to a book to a creative experience, you are moving ahead, moving on, taking stock of your appreciations, loving the relationships you have. This is not diminishing your bonds in any way, but you are being the leader of your own story. I'm going to clarify the King of Swords in the first house with the Ten of Pentacles in the second house and the Ace of Pentacles in the third house. This ability to lead your charge, to objectify the resources you have and the ways that you've worked to change them, is netting you an opportunity to realize a kind of legacy. Whatever it is that you're looking to build and create is part of something that you realize you have had the privilege to participate in. You have been the inheritor of a set of values, a set of creative talents, a legacy that you're now in the position to pass on and share with others. And that can be an actual philanthropy, a charity, some social work, or it can be an individual story you tell, an individual project or thing you create that embodies your story and what you've learned, what you have to offer. The beautiful thing about this opportunity is that it is done with those intimates. It is impacting your ability to communicate with your community so that you recognize the portal of abundance, of wealth, of prosperity that this project, this legacy is netting to you potentially. So this legacy, you're actually turning this into an opportunity for abundance, for prosperity. The Empress in the fourth house is clarified by Justice in the fifth house and the Nine of Wands in the sixth house. Interesting. I feel, as so often with Aries, the sense that now you have balanced out this perhaps struggling, challenged, coming of age story and life trajectory. Your story has been one of seeking balance, of coming from a place of tremendous gifts and talents, perseverance even, and then balancing that with your individual ability to galvanize these talents, skills, and resources into the opportunity that you are now, that is now available to you, that you in fact have created through your constant perseverance, your ability to keep working at this balance throughout your life. This is not your first rodeo. You have been on this path to realize this inheritance, this abundance, this creativity for a while, and you have done it in community with others. This can be you working through an actual family trust. It can be you working in an activist capacity in your community. Whatever it is, you have worked at this throughout your life so that you are absolutely a little battered and bruised, but you are very clear and assured of your victory here, that you're very close to materializing this opportunity that you have created through your strength, your perseverance, your willingness to keep working at this, to never give up. The Eight of Cups in the seventh house is clarified by the Ace of Cups in the eighth house, another ace, and the Five of Wands in the ninth house. We have two aces and two fives. The fives is all the ways that you have worked and continue to work to distribute your ideas, your opportunity for abundance. This distribute or share, communicate across diversity, larger communities, traveling, publishing, any way that you communicate across the globe to diverse communities that are far afield. There's distance here. The two aces are about not only the opportunity you've created to produce something of value, but also the way that this process is healing you. This is you recognizing that your efforts have not been in vain. In fact, realizing now the opportunities you created for yourself through this ability to push through, to keep working at your relationships, to create this new challenge for yourself, which is bringing in the sense of contentment, satisfaction, even pride, appropriate pride and humility. I will balance that with the willingness to leave your close relationships behind you and to move forward in a way. 8 and 1 creates the number 9. The 9 of Cups, of course, is the card of satisfaction, contentment, joy, recognizing that it is the process itself that you have now mastered that is giving you a sense of completion in every area of your life. So you're willing to keep on pushing, to keep trying things, to keep moving forward as you now are seeing results. And this is gathering up your energy and your motivation to take this on the road, take your show on the road in some way, so that you are interacting with new ideas, new communities that may do things differently, but give you a positive opportunity to interact that is helping to sharpen your vision, your skills, the details of your project, and bring more people in. The Five of Pentacles in the 10th house is clarified by the High Priestess in the 11th house and the Knight of Cups in the 12th house. The sense of having connected ultimately with your mission, with your purpose on earth, is much of what is unfolding for you as you interact more and more broadly in your social sphere. So that the more you are interacting with a variety of individuals, cultures, groups, associations that in many ways challenge you, but that share your commitment to working collectively to make this particular, your voice, a part of a much larger orchestration. This is really helping you to reflect back on your story, the way you're unfolding it, the way you're presenting it to the world, the way you're understanding it, so that you are newly inspired through your imagination, through your creative capacity to do more. All of this is opening up your heart as it heals your heart. And you're really experience this kind of full circle experience of returning back to a place of innocence, openness, compassion that is properly located and placed so that it supports your productivity. And your productivity is what is creating opportunities for abundance, for even prosperity for you. I'm going to pull a couple of oracle cards. The first one is a divine crystal, and ask you again if you will like, share, comment for sure. I love your comments and subscribe to my channel. And I've pulled the Lepidolite, and this simply says, recall your dreams. And I do feel like that's where we're landing here with the Knight of Cups energy, this return to your authentic innocence, trust in the universe, trust in your own creative gifts. And with the Language of Flowers oracle, I pulled the Mexican marigold, really in resonance with the season. And the key word is renewal. Time to begin again, stronger, better. I thank you for this reading. Until next time, Aries, namaste.